And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK Show, and this is going to be episode 518. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK Show, we have one topic for you guys tonight for this episode of the MSK Show, and that is going to be on the truth behind Supergirl's failure for the DCU. So I know you guys probably know that we were going to review Superman tonight. But
I even watched the movie again. What a waste.
Don't worry. We're still going to review it next week. Don't worry. Keep it in your mind, Jared. Keep it in your mind. We are going to do it next week. But
so that means I got to watch it again? God damn it.
No. Why can't you keep it in your mind?
Because the movie's forgettable. That's why.
Don't worry. I know the entire thing. Don't worry. I'll jog it all up for you because my memory is iron tight. And then again, to be fair, me having to rewatch it gave you a viral tweet.
Oh, yeah.
It resulted in something. But what ended up happening is that this THR article came out, and I was like, we got to touch on this right now. We have to.
I agree.
It's like, God, I do want to review Superman. We are going to do that in the next week. Don't worry about that. That is going to happen. But then we have some juicy behind the scenes, interesting stories that have happened with the behind the scenes production of Supergirl. So it was like, I had to weigh them out. But as the executive of the show, the showrunner, the founder, the producer, the one who writes the checks, I got to make that decision.
I wish I'd get a check.
So
you're saying you're the James Gunn of the MSK show? What you're saying?
Unless you're
we mean that also as an insult and a compliment.
Also, I know you guys are probably wondering, where the hell is Bob? Bob had to do something with his family tonight, so he'll be back on next week.
He did. Sure he did. He just wanted to escape. Sure he was wanting to escape.
Oh, God. So, is there anyone in the chat? WZ says, hello. Hello, black man. My mind is iron tight. Did I say that? I don't remember saying that, but it actually is, So yes, tonight we're going to cover the behind the scenes drama for the DCU second movie, Supergirl. The next week, obviously, we'll be covering Superman. Now, to be fair, if we manage to it'd be so hard to cover them both tonight. No, it's probably just better to just do it next week.
Don't rush it.
Yeah, because I have to give all my full unfiltered thoughts about a movie. Because as you guys know, Jared just decided to win the internet.
Filtered is the worst thing that could ever happen.
Jared literally won out of the group the internet this week. This man just made so many people mad. Good Lord.
They're still going.
You know what's crazy? You know what's the funniest thing about your tweet blowing up is retards will just tell you the most dumbest things. The biggest tell I have with someone is when they're like, well, in the comics, Superman is like that. And then
I'm
I'm talking about
comics. I'm talking about in the movie.
Yeah, or it's the thing is like,
or they'll call me a tourist or a LARPer, and I'm like, have you seen my wall, bitch?
Like, or you'll ask them like, hey, you don't, because the thing when someone says in the comics, you need to understand there's so much nuance with that. The biggest nuance being of it is, well, who wrote the story though? That's the biggest thing. Like if someone wrote a storyline for a comic character and it wasn't liked, well, that doesn't mean just because it was in the comics it was good. Like
it's like Lois did. I always use this example. There's the story in the comics where Lois did blackface. Should we say that's okay now?
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah. Why don't we do that, Jared? Why not?
But it's like here's the thing. I could if we're going by the in the comics thing. Guess what? There's plenty of examples in the comics that would support what I said. So how do we go back and forth on that? There's like 80 years of history here.
Yeah, like depending on which character you're talking about, you could be talking about 10 years of history or 80, right? It's just, I don't understand when people use those arguments. So they'll be like, well, Superman did certain things in comics. I'm like, yeah, written by who? And they can't even tell you who it's written by. Imagine that. Using an argument.
Well,
not
remember
even
MSK.
Wrote the damn story.
Well, MSK, I've got a question for you. Do you have to read comics to be a comic book fan?
Fuck me. Don't do. Oh God.
I like to bring that up because
apparently people for some reason don't read comics. Don't even read any comics in general. Not even like one a year, which is very doable.
You're saying that as if you're just discovering it.
Yeah, but the thing is, people like to use comics in an argument where they don't even have knowledge of it actually happening.
Or
so,
these
like,
are the people that pirate the comics for no legitimate reason.
I would hope. I will say you're right. Either they're not reading them or they're pirating them, and that's crazy. Actually getting them for free, not paying to read them, and then still forgetting all that shit. But it's another thing where if someone doesn't even know where that is, I'll ask them, okay, that happened in the comments. What story? Was it a popular story? Was it a liked story? Was it a divisive story? Who wrote it? What was their history with this character? They'll be like, well, I don't know any of that. Then you can't use that. You know, imagine defending your argument with the basis of an argument, or you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, hey, what's your argument for this? Which Superman comic does this? Oh, I don't know. What the fuck?
Why are you making the argument?
Yeah, what are we talking? I don't know who wrote that story. They'll just say, like, the writer. Okay, there's pink kryptonite at some point in Superman's comics. Want to have pink kryptonite around?
Green sunlight.
That somehow can't. You know what's even weird of a logic? I think I brought up in the Supergirl movie review. I think I did. Well, I think you did. One of you did. It was revealed in that movie. Exposure to that enough killed her damn parents. She was under that for hours. I still don't understand how she didn't die.
It was the kryptonite in the planet's surface. But yeah, it's like, some people it affects, some people it doesn't. But I'm like, that's not how kryptonite works, bitch.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, literally Metamorpho making a fake kryptonite around Superman in a cubicle caused him to fall to the ground and almost die.
The other thing, someone I was watching the EFAP review of Supergirl. One of the things they said is like, just fly. If in that case, just fly Metamorpho to her, have him create a son. She's good to go.
She couldn't have, remember, because she didn't bother asking Clark for help. No, and I agree with you. She should have done that if she had asked Clark for help. She got her powers back when she got knocked into the fucking atmosphere of space. Didn't go what? The thing in my brain I couldn't comprehend was like, Superman apparently really likes that dog. You tell me he wouldn't want to save Krypto helping her? Like, what? He wasn't that busy on Earth where he wouldn't have wanted to help her. He wanted to be around her. She didn't want to be around him. Oh, fucking stupid movie. And another thing, when people keep saying things like, well, this movie deserves better. No, it didn't. Actually, this movie deserved everything it got. And keep in mind, guys, no movie deserves anything. You're not owed
people were
money.
People were saying, can we like women again? And I go, yeah, Wonder Woman came out. I love that movie.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is, you know, I don't know whose idea really was to do a BVS movie. I mean, Zack Snyder said the executives told him to do it. He kind of had some ideas.
No. Well, what happened was the executives wanted to push him to Justice League. So it was more about like, okay, so how do I? And they wouldn't let him do the standard formula that Marvel had done pretty well. So it was like, what's the fastest way I can introduce these characters?
Yeah, and then you got BVS, but then this is the thing though, is Man of Steel followed it up with, even if you like BVS, you got a Batman Superman movie. I'm not talking about the quality of the movie. I'm talking about that's what you got next to keep people interested. This new universe's next follow-up was Supergirl.
And here's the thing. With the DCEU, it was doing well enough that you could justify doing the next movie as Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and that still made,
because you also know that then Wonder Woman is coming out after that. So you at least knew that the A-listers were coming.
Oh, also in Suicide Squad, people forget they had a lot of big Batman villains in that too. You had
and Batman himself is in that movie,
right? And that's what they marketed too. Remember Batman knocking out Harley Quinn underwater and battling. It was a Deadshot cameo he made in the movie too. Like, people are in. Though I didn't like a lot of the movies that they first released at all, the decisions they made there, I could understand why they made a lot of money.
And by the way, did you know what was cut? They were going to have a scene that shows how Killer Croc got captured, and it was going to be Batman versus Killer Croc.
Yeah, like you incorporated Batman a lot into it. Like, the thing is, I just want to make sure people understand, nobody wanted to see a Supergirl movie this early, though. Like, you can do that kind of as a movie, because keep in mind, this universe has just started, not counting TV. Let's just count TV. Let's just movies. We barely know this Superman. We barely know this guy. And we're going to get a movie based around his fucking cousin who was a drunken whore randomly who called him a bitch. That's what we're doing here. We barely know David Cornsworth as well as Superman, how he really interacts with people. Because in his first movie we just watched last year, or Jared rewatched recently, we don't even really get the chance to see him interacting with people, or like a lot of
he gets
people
his ass kicked by everyone.
Yeah, like I barely know this new Superman, and you want me to go and support a movie with his cousin who's just a Superman with tits. It's like,
oh, and mind you, MSK, that was not the first time we saw David Cornsworth Superman. You know when was the first time? In the nightmare scene of Creature Commandos, where it shows him speared through the chest.
Yes, I love it. All right, intros real quickly, and then we'll do the news. So, Joe, how was your week, man? Did you go see Minions and Monsters? What it's called?
No. I actually spent a lot of time at the hospital with my brother, but I did rewatch. Oh my gosh, what did I watch? I don't even remember now. My brain is putty.
Maybe you are getting old now. Maybe starting.
I am. I can't even remember what I did over the weekend. I watched this independent movie. That's right. It's called Hag.
Oh, got you. Mm-hmm.
It's on Tubi. It's okay. It's kind of interesting. It's about this woman who weasels her way into this guy's life under false pretenses, and he's gay, and she refers to herself as a hag, and that's like an offensive term. And that but her name is Mag, and she was calling herself Mag the Hag, and it's actually pretty good. It's pretty creepy. It's got some good moments to it, but it's kind of an old formula, kind of like the single white female movie, which you two are probably both too young to remember.
Don't worry, WZ. Well, I'm not gonna make a whole topic dedicated to Minions, obviously, because that's not, you guys don't really care about Minions as much as I do. I like the Minions movies, but I could see why the next one failed. Honestly, well, the next Minions movie, I gotta check the numbers on it. I think it's Minions 3, The Rise of Grenada, Minions and Monsters. This one didn't.
I did watch Spider Noir. Caught about all 8 of those episodes.
Did you like it?
Good.
It was pretty good.
I liked it. That was good. I like what they did with it. I thought it was an interesting concept. I watched a few episodes in color and a few in black and white.
In color? Colored? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got a 7-day free trial. I wanted to order something on Amazon, a new light for my setup, and it was marked out $50, but only for Prime members. And I was just going to sign up for a month, but it said I could get a 7-day trial for $2. So I did that. And I jumped in and watched all the Spider Noir.
So Minions and Monsters is not doing as well compared to the other Minions movie. Now, currently, this movie has made $160 million after its opening weekend 5 days ago. This movie has taken in basically Supergirl's budget in just its opening weekend. Now, is it going to be as profitable as The Rise of Gru? No. And I told people this before. It's like there's only so many times you can kind of make movies around these guys where people are just going to go support them. Like, keep in mind, this is a very big property. People take their kids. Is it as big as Toy Story? No. But there's a lot of people that like the Minions. It just, like, there's only so many times you can have, like, yellow talking dildos talk retarded to each other and people go and watch them. It's just, like, at least in Toy Story, the characters are talking like they're people. These guys are talking like they're stupid. And you can only kind of get away with that so many times, you know? Like, the last movie, it was like the Minions, The Rise of Gru. And, like, there wasn't really a Rise of Gru. He was just kind of doing, like, villain antics the whole movie. So, like, if they want to get an audience back again, they have to give the Minions movies another layer to perform very well. Also, releasing the third Minions movie next to Toy Story 5. We talked about this. Releasing your movies next to Toy Story is not good. Toy Story is beating them all.
When they're aimed at kids, it's not.
Yeah, Toy Story is gonna, and I love the Minions, but Toy Story is not beating. Minions is not beating Toy Story. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. And I love the Minions, but I saw this happening. I told you guys it was gonna do better than Supergirl. $1 billion worth? No. This one's probably making like $500 million max, which would probably be a failure by Illumination standards, but we'll see how it goes. Jared, how was your weekend, man? Beside,
awesome.
Lighting Twitter on fire.
Of course. I read some Captain Marvel comics. I got some Supergirl stuff. I started rereading Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and it's better than the movie. I also I know.
Not crazy, Stan.
Yeah, I know, right? I also got into reading playing Marvel Rivals again. I really had some fun with that. But yeah, I basically been reading a lot of Supergirl because I got this. I got the second part of the new 52 Supergirl omnibus. Yeah, I had part 1, so I loved it so much I had to get, because this is the Red Lantern one where she gets the Red Lantern, and that's always one of my favorite. See, I said this on my show, MSK. I'm going to ask you what you think about this. So if they wanted a first Supergirl movie where they could like tell, hey, she's a fish out of water, kind of like that, instead of doing this book, particularly if they didn't think they had the budget to do it properly visually, they could have just done the basic plot of this, because she shows up. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't know Krypton blew up. That's the other key factor. Yeah. So she doesn't even speak English. So they could have done this for her being a fish out of water. She even goes into space in this one.
Did you like you said you liked the first omnibus, right?
I love this book.
I have that, the first omnibus. I'm gonna get that very soon. Who was the first one written by? Did they keep the same writer? Because I know that's New 52. Because I know they're changing out writers sometimes.
1 second, I'll pull it.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
First copy up. It was done by Mahmoud Ashar and Michael Green, and the second one was a different writing team. So yeah, they did change halfway through.
Yeah. Okay. I know you said you like the Peter David Supergirl too.
It's also that's really good, because that's not the Kara Zor-El one. That's the one that's like the Matrix, the like shape-shifting alien thing.
Okay, so when did they change her? Because I know people like when she's called Linda. That's not her original name, right?
No,
that's a later
so what happened was, Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, and one of the decisions they made at DC was they wanted Superman to be the last son of Krypton, like the last Kryptonians. Yeah. That's why when post-crisis happened, there was no Kara Zor-El. Everyone died. So what they did was, that's when Matrix happens. They could still do Supergirl stories, and it's just like a protoplasmic alien that assumes a form of a Supergirl because she was inspired by Superman. She gets her ass kicked by Doomsday, and then like goes off by herself. A lot of heroes did. And then it wouldn't be until Jeff Loeb and Michael Turner did the Superman Batman book that they actually brought back Kara Zor-El.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got you. Yeah, because I know a lot of people like that Linda name that she has, but that's not.
Linda Danvers is the name she had when she was original, and Matrix had the name Linda Danvers.
Yeah, when they first introduced her, the 50s, she was Linda Lee Danvers, and but when they did the Crisis, Power Girl was very popular, and they had Earth 2. So they brought her over to Earth 1 and changed her whole origin and made her an Atlantean.
I can think of 2 reasons.
That was so stupid.
There are 2 reasons why people like Power Girl. Let's be clear. There's also 2 reasons why people want Sydney Sweeney to play Power Girl. Let's be honest here.
I'm just like, there's.
Hey, I liked it for the articles.
God, I can see why people like Power Girl. She has some nice head cannons.
Yeah.
Just
funny, the one artist kept writing her boobs bigger and bigger, drawing them bigger and bigger until no one ever noticed. That's why they got so big.
Did you know they tried to give a reason for the boob window? Apparently the reasoning was that she kept it blank in case she came up with an idea for a logo, but she never came up with an idea.
Then she said in one of the books, I can't remember which one, it was a long time ago, it's something that she wants to have her own logo and not really rely on Superman's or something. But yeah, the guy, I can't remember the artist now, just kept saying, well, every month they kept making them bigger, and no one said anything. I guess the sales went up on the books. So,
there's one up something, so something is going up.
Yeah. This is why I always ask about these certain things. People understand, I don't know every comic character's origin and history and all that stuff, because I never brand myself as I did. What do editors do? Like when you notice her tits are getting that big.
Here's the thing. A lot of editors are like overworked because there's not enough of them, because they have to make sure like continuity is kind of working. This work. It's like, here's a good example of what an editor does. If I'm writing a book and you're my editor and I say, hey, can I use Superman in this storyline just for this one issue? You then have to look and see, is he being used in other books that would preclude him from being in my story?
And they probably enjoy big boobs, so they didn't.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Or I think,
how much would I bet they were like, let's let them keep getting bigger and see if the fans eventually notice.
Or I also was reading a lot of other places too. Like you remember that Amazing Spider-Man issue 1000 cover where Spider-Man is shrugging like this from Romita Jr.
Mhm.
I heard a lot of people have mentioned, well, when you have someone that talented on your team and they do submit to you cover designs like that, do you in that position go, hey, this is not good enough, redo it? Because a lot of people in that position wouldn't. A lot of people go, well, this is a very talented person. I think they would have a good idea for what a good design looks like, you know? So I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where, like, and then why wouldn't John Romita Jr. be like, I'm John Romita Jr. Who the fuck are you? Kevin Bacon from Seattle? Like, what the fuck are you? Like, like it's that position where, if Joe was like, MSK, I think you're rich and good looking and tall and successful, I'd be like, yeah, awesome. But if like WZ said it, it'd be like, okay, I don't agree with you at all.
Well, Jared would then ask me if I got a blow to the head over the weekend. It was now delusional. But
the other thing I want to see is, so with every issue that they increased her boob size, I want to see if the sales also increased coincidentally.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is she couldn't even sell she could barely sell 20 issues herself. She had a series in Dawn of DC. She had like a 20 issue guaranteed series, and that I think it only got to like 15 issues because even she can't sell, because Power Girl characters like that, they would probably only sell for the variant covers. Like, you know how many cool variant boob covers you could do for her? But like, what kind of story can you write where people are going to be like, because once they figure out they're only buying for variant covers, they're like, wait a minute, I'm not actually reading this. I'm only buying for boobs. And it's like, fuck. Imagine at some point you went, I'm only buying this to look at her tits. Oh, God.
Years ago, I was at a Star Trek convention. Oh my gosh, it was in the 90s. They always have, before the guests come out and speak, they have like a Star Trek expert who works for the studio and whatnot, and they answer questions. And this guy, I don't remember his name, was talking about something, and they were talking about the censors back in the 60s at the original show. And they said oftentimes they would send the show to the censors, and they would say the material is too risky or too difficult to air. So Gene Roddenberry would take the film back. He would add a scene with a woman in a really short skirt coming up to Kirk and have him sign something or just passing by in the hallway. Send the exact same episode back, but not changing anything else, and then it would get approved. So I guess they're just looking at the short skirts, just like the boob window.
Paul Dini mentioned, you remember in the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, how like they don't really show Batgirl falling from that skyscraper. You just see the impact on the car, on the police car. They even said even back then they couldn't show her actually falling to her death. You had to like subtly imply it, but when someone falls from a skyscraper on someone's car, you would just assume they're dead. So I don't even know why they would have to censor that. It's like, so you're censoring her fall, but you're not censoring her fall because the fall impact killed her, as you saw. It's like, what?
Well, TV censors are weird. I mean, if you look at the old Super Friends cartoon I grew up with in the 70s, when they fought the Legion of Doom, they weren't allowed to physically touch them, like hit them.
Also,
so they always had like a ray gun, or they did stuff like that. They never physically punched.
I always found that hilarious. So in the Super Friends show, not all the censors, but they let them use a villain named Darkseid.
You're right. I remember.
I'm like, wait a minute here.
He kind of rolled around later, wasn't that from the Superpowers one in like the 80s, early 80s? Maybe?
No, but that was the villain that they eventually added. So I'm like, why would if you're that like tough, if you're that like essentially censored, why would you pick Darkseid?
You know what's crazy? The guy who was the showrunner for the Spider-Man animated series, he even said Sony allowed him to do whatever you wanted. It's just kind of like, that's crazy. That just do whatever you want as long as you sell toys. He said the main goal was to sell toys. And keep in mind, toys were very big when you were younger and when we were younger too. Like, that was how you drove a lot of sales and is merchandise, right? Because back then merchandise sales were very lucrative for a lot of this stuff. And he said as long as he was selling toys, they didn't care what storyline happened. There could have probably been a storyline where Peter Parker was having sex with Venom. As long as it sold toys, they didn't care. It's like, God damn.
That's why a lot of the shows only lasted 2 or 3 seasons, because then they wanted new toys, so they brought out a new show.
Yeah.
That caused things like He-Man and that caused the government to change the rules that you couldn't air cartoons as basically toy commercials.
Yeah.
So they had to have a message. They had to have stories and things that were a lot different. That's why, like, at the end of He-Man, he always had that, today's episode, we learned about, anger and
Like
blah,
Captain
blah, blah.
Planet. Yeah, today we learned that, shoving your shit on the grass and mowing it is bad.
Yeah, so they had to give, but they changed that rule, but that in the 80s, I think. But yeah, that came out and you couldn't just make long toy commercials.
Or, always people don't understand, like, even from when you were growing up, PG-13 didn't come till way later, because isn't Jaws a PG movie? Which is like, what? That's crazy. That's a rated R movie.
Yeah, I can't remember the year. I think I was an adult when that finally came out. But yeah, there was no PG-13, and it was pretty much as G, PG, and R, an X. And I remember when I was a kid, you weren't supposed to let people in, without your parent in R-rated movies. That never stopped me. Every time I went to see an R-rated movie, I thought
those rules never stop people.
My friends, we never had a problem. Never.
And the person who sold you the tickets at the window didn't care either. They'd be like, how many? And just give them the money, just go in. Yeah. Now
I was lucky. My oldest sister worked for a movie theater, and we were able to get in free. And they were supposed to watch like where we went, but they didn't care. They let us in, and we went.
All those people that always say that they'll watch kids and they don't do that stuff. It's good Lord. All right, guys. And like I said before, next week we are reviewing Superman. I have, to be fair, I rewatched it myself already. I know all of the points I'm going to bring up. I know all that stuff. Don't worry, it's fresh in my head.
The other thing is that we did also get another piece of news that maybe you want to talk about, MSK, that Disney is reportedly considering shutting down the comics division and moving comic publishing to Webtoon.
Oh God,
really?
Mm-hmm.
That is a rumor. Now, I mean, DC. Keep in mind, to go on with what you're saying, DC apparently, public domain for Batman and Superman's coming up very soon, right? Not like
Golden Age stuff, not like not like in general. You can't just like make whatever Superman story you want.
So Jared just can't put Wonder Woman inside of his comic books. That's what he wants at this point. Wait, so I never. Before we do the topic, are the Wonder Woman? The people who made Wonder Woman, do they have a relationship with Warner Brothers and DC that's good, or is it just pretty much?
So the way it works is like they have a contract that says they have to DC has to publish a certain amount of Wonder Woman comics per year, otherwise the rights go to the family. The family has the right to approve or reject any like movie, TV, or game pitch.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Number of issues, it has to be a year. Is it like a minimum?
It goes back and forth on. There's conflicting information about it. All I know is that they have to publish one.
I would imagine
in many ways,
to be at least 50 issues.
It has to be at least a certain amount. Yeah. Which it has helped the character, because otherwise they could have just like shelved her and not done
they
her own
would.
book.
If they didn't have to
DC
give her,
would.
If they didn't have to give her a solo series, they would. They'd be like, we'll get you a series when we get you. It's like, fuck. It's crazy. That's why I think they put Tom King on the book, is because it's going to want the people that own her, or the creators that made her, to be like, fuck, get him off the book.
The reason why they gave Tom King the book is because Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow got announced as a movie. I wonder if they'll keep him on the book now that the movie flopped hard.
Okay, so, we'll use the Wonder Woman movies, for example. Do they get royalties from that?
I would imagine so, probably.
Or because how like with some people, like with the Schuster family, they don't get anything. Like it's like a split you have to get. It's like, that's why the business stuff is always so stupid. It's like you try to say to people, Sony gets majority of the profits from the Spider-Man movies, but it's in the MCU. They have the toy deal. That's that's the give there. Like, to be fair, technically speaking, Marvel has the better deal, because like Spider-Man toys sell gangbusters. It's not like,
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not like they're losing money on that, but you know how Disney is. They want all the pieces of the pie. Public domain is coming. Orange Avengers said, no, it's coming. Yeah, okay. Yes, guys, it's coming. It's coming hard. Obviously, I'm top G for a reason. All right. Time to shit on James Gunn. Our favorite.
Yay!
People said we love shitting on James Gunn. No! Me and Bob.
I do.
Well, Jared's different than us. Me and Bob literally said we hoped he'd do a good job. I literally said I hope he does a good job.
I'm telling you, MSK. I went on Sal Abdul's channel a little while back, and one of the things I said is like, I feel so vindicated because I called this whole thing happening from the very get-go. As soon as he announced that stupid slate, I was like, this is gonna bomb harder by the second movie.
I did agree that the slate was stupid. I was like, this guy's making some really stupid choices, though. And what was really cringe was that Superman, which we'll review next week, the movie is supposed to be based off the All-Star comic Superman run by Grant Morrison, where Superman's like dying.
Yeah,
of, like,
they lied about all the comic books.
That was a straight up lie. No, even if you know the basic premise of that story, none of that's in that movie.
They only say that because that's like Superman's most famous storyline besides him dying.
Well, I guess, you know, it had Superman in the movie, so I guess it's based off. It's like you can use that logic for any book ever, then this character exists here. All right, let's go. And to be fair, was Supergirl based off the Woman of Tomorrow comic, actually, if you read it? Who knows? Because whenever a company says...
Also, MSK, guess what I discovered? You know how, like, she's drunk the entire movie? That's, in the comic, that's a page.
Oh, I know. Krem, you know how Krem looks like he has armor and shit? That's not how Krem looks in that book.
He looks like a regular dude, by the way.
Regular villain.
Yeah. The EFAP guys now have a joke about him. They call him Cream.
To be fair, he should be called
Cream. Well, that's because Supergirl called him Cream.
He doesn't look like he works at Spencer's Gifts. Let me put it Spencer's.
Dude looked like...
Okay, yeah, Supergirl called him Cream. That's why they said, well, if she's going to call him Cream, we're going to call him Cream. That was actually a really good EFAP.
Yeah, I love that one.
That was in the car.
Oh, God. All right. Let's have some juicy fun here. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the truth behind Supergirl's failure for the DCU. So, Supergirl, the second installment in the DCU, has finally came out in theaters, and it is crashing and burning at the box office. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, hey, MSK, where's your videos talking about the box office and all that stuff? Well, so there's a thing I must tell you guys right now very quickly. Normally, for every movie that I would normally watch and we would review on the channel, and we talk about with these guys in the shows, we would normally go over the box office, like for at least the first 2 weeks, right? Supergirl's box office is not worth talking about because pretty much we all know it completely failed. We know it opened worse than Morbius, the Marvels, the Flash. It's now had its second weekend drop off, which we knew was going to be very bad because if you guys don't know, these movies are very front loaded. So whoever pretty much wants to go see them, they see them opening weekend, then word of mouth translates, and then you see if the movie's word of mouth is very good, the second weekend drop isn't as bad, or if it's really bad, it just completely, crashes and burns. And also today, when we're recording this video at this current moment in time, the movie was announced to have a digital release coming up very soon at the end of the month, around the 28th or the 30th for that week. So this movie would be out in theaters for 4-5 weeks roughly. And then Warner Brothers went, you know what? There is no more money to be made here. Get this shit out of my face. Let's just remove this chapter of our life out. Now, there's several things to go over with this, right? And we've been over this movie a lot, but I'll bring up some new points to you guys very quickly. Very new points, easy to understand, right? This is just general interest from people. This is interest. So, I want to go see this, right? I want to pay actual money to see this, right? And I'm not saying quality of film. I'm just saying the ideas, right? Man of Steel to Batman vs. Superman. You go oh, Superman movie, right? Then I get a Batman-Superman team-up movie. Your mind goes, I'll go see that. Regardless of quality of film, it's just the interest there piques your brain. You go, I would want to see that.
Luckily, the movies also were peak.
Oh, God, Jared's here. So
I have to represent the Snyder fandom, okay, brother? I have to do that. Of the three of us, someone's got to do it.
And then you have this universe. They start with Superman. Technically, if you go by movies, not TV shows, let's start with Superman. All right, cool. And then the next follow-up is Supergirl. I would point it out here. The average person did not care to see a Supergirl movie, at least I will contest this early into the universe. Do you know what people would want to see next? A Batman or Wonder Woman movie, or even another popular character like Green Lantern. I'd argue if you made a Green Arrow movie, it would do better than Supergirl. I'd argue if you made a Shazam movie, it would do better. Maybe if you redid a Flash movie, that would do better. Supergirl does somewhat have an audience, but I would say she's better put in a movie with other people where she can shine in that, right? There's just certain characters that if you give them solo movies, they don't perform very well. They just don't.
I love how, by the way, the DC fandom has, by and large, turned on Gunn, chief among them, saying, "Where's the Wonder Woman movie? Where's the Wonder Woman movie?" It's like, as soon as it ends, he goes, "No, we have like Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd coming out."
Yep. And the craziest parts about all this stuff is we've mentioned this a lot on the show as well. Like the superhero kind of movie going audience has definitely shrunk over the years. I'm not saying like fatigue. I'm just saying like, unless it's some sort of like kind of must see big event kind of movie where you want to see it on the big screen, people are literally just going to wait till streaming. Like I had people in my life ask me, because they know I watch Supergirl. They ask me, did you like it? And I always say, you guys, I tell you guys all the time, go watch things for yourself, form your own opinions. If you're asking my own personal opinion, I would just wait to watch it on streaming because there's not much there to see if you go to the movies, right? I personally told people, if you want to see it, go see it, but I would wait, right? And that's the thing is, people have noticed that with this movie. It's like the trailers literally did not convince anyone to go watch this. All of us saw the trailers, all of us reacted to them, all of us went, meh, not interested.
No, but MSK,
even you guys in the chat,
MSK, you judged the movie before you watched it, because apparently we're not allowed to actually judge a project based on the marketing.
It was crazy. I was watching some of Jared's chat go through. They weren't interested when he talked about the trailer. You guys in my chat, you guys all disagree with me for some reason, even though I'm a fucking genius. All you guys were interested in when I watched this movie. All of us were not interested. I just watched one trailer and I went, this is just nothing. I didn't even feel like it was Guardians of the Galaxy. I just told people this just looks like another generic sci-fi movie I've seen like 1,000 times. There's nothing here. And I'd argue Superman did not even have that level of success people keep saying. So if Superman had the success that a lot of people kept saying, why did that not translate to Supergirl? People told us, literally, what did people say? People literally said, word for word, Superman's success, though it didn't have any, would translate to Supergirl. Then by that logic, Superman had no success at all. Because why did that not translate there? They added Superman into this movie later on to get people interested to watch this movie because they like Superman. I don't know how they like Superman. Superman's like, it was just such a meh movie, but whatever, right? They even added David Cornsweet in the movie to play Superman to get people more interested.
And marketed heavily, mind you.
Yeah, the trailers didn't work. The interest wasn't there. Millie Alcock saying retarded shit like, well, we have become good with ownership of women's bodies. Like, or
like, hey, Wonder Woman could be bisexual.
Yeah, I think Kara would go both ways. Like, goddamn.
She hasn't.
Do you ever notice every time she gets interviewed, she seems like she's drunk or
yes, what you have to understand, Joe, she's method acting.
But I guess it seems like she's like had a few too many drinks. But I know she said she gets anxiety when she does those kind of interviews. So maybe she's nervous.
So lying. Dude, she's such a liar. When we watched her, she was perfectly fine in those interviews, talking all that smack, saying things like, I don't know why she attacked Christian people. I don't know why she said data for.
And then you look at James Gunn, and he looks so depressed.
It's just a talking point. It's I'm pissing off the right people. It's Christian dads. It's white dudes, it's incels, it's Trump voters, blah blah blah. It's just they just say it. It's just the same, just like when they all say, "Oh, socialism's great," not one of them can define it, and not one of them
Supergirl would go both ways. It's like, what are you talking about?
She
says this movie's like not centered on a man, even though the entire movie is about them fighting that Krem guy.
And then even though the marketing is about Superman.
And Lobo.
Yeah,
Lobo.
Like the biggest characters in the movie that the movie's marketed, as she says, that it's not centered on a man. They're trying to go defeat Krem. And this is woman logic here. This is why women are stupid, right? Women logic is, she'll say things like, this movie's not centered on a man. The three characters we just mentioned are men, Krem, Superman, and Lobo. Are women just stupid? Like, what the fuck? Is her brain working? I'm just saying, brain don't work, right? And then I swear Warner Brothers paid like a bunch of Indians to promote this movie randomly, because I've noticed all these weird Twitter accounts saying like Supergirl deserved better. I watched it. It wasn't that bad. I rewatched it 9 times because I'm a cuck and I let a girl peg me randomly. It's like, oh my God. You could rewatch this movie 5 times in a row. Ain't gonna change them box office results. This movie is not good. Here, I'm not gonna spoil the entire movie, but this is how illogically stupid this movie is for people who haven't watched and they're gonna wait till it comes out later this month. In this movie, there's a planet she goes to where it rotates 2 suns. One where the sun radiates green kryptonite energy, and then it rotates the other one, which gives them their powers.
Hey, MSK, if you know a Kryptonian is coming after you, why would you go to anything that was around a yellow sun? There's a green sun also there. You know, half the time of that planet, you are screwed.
Also,
why didn't they go back to the red sun planet where they originally stole her ship?
Mm-hmm.
But I will add this so people, if you want to wait to watch the movie on streaming, like I just mentioned there. Okay, so as I just said, the suns and the planet, right? This planet has 2 suns, rotates out, I think every 12 hours, they said, or 10 hours or whatever. It's also stated in the movie, before that scene, enough exposure to kryptonite will kill a Kryptonian. As you guys, that's basic knowledge. You don't have to read comics to know that. Obviously, you're supposed to add enough, you die. It's established in the movie. Her parents died from this, right? Okay, so she's on this planet, dead, kryptonite killing her, hours and hours exposed to this, and then she doesn't die. One of the most illogical, most retarded things I've ever seen. It's literally stated in the movie her parents died from having exposure to it, and a lot of people on that little planet they formed after Krypton died, they died from exposure to long enough, right? She was exposed for more than 5 hours. How did that not kill her? Completely rewrites my life.
I think those are 2 different things, though. The sun, they got the dust that came up when Argo City popped off of Krypton, so I think it might have been a little different. But that planet kills her, or that sun kills her in 5 hours. I mean, and then she's, I don't, and she gets, then the yellow sun hits her, and bam, she's back 100% right away. I mean, it's just plot convenience. It's, we don't know how to get her out of this, so we'll put a yellow sun there too.
Also, even when she puts on the suit, that moment in the trailers, guys, where she wears the suit and she smiles. There's nothing epic about this movie either. Like,
because there's no like score, there's no real theme, because most of it is just needle drop.
Yeah, the other thing I'll mention is a lot of us like movies because the characters and villains have dialogue with each other. They talk. Supergirl and Krem do not speak at all in this movie. And when they do finally confront each other, I can't even understand what the fuck that guy's saying. He's talking like that one dude in the Dark Knight who was like, I would never give my things to a freak. And it's like, I love that scene where he's talking about burning on the money and all that shit. But it's like, there's no real meaningful dialogue between these characters. How can someone say they like this movie? There's no meaningful dialogue. I don't like her performance. I actually disagree with people. Her performance is not good. It's actually pretty bad. It's not good at all. I don't even like it, actually. I think she sucked in the movie, actually. There's nothing here to like about this movie, though. Even if you wanted to lick Millie Alcock's toes and have her spit in your butthole or something, this movie sucks. I'm sorry. Oh, God. This movie couldn't have come faster to digital. Fuck watching this piece of shit.
Yeah,
God,
we did beat that to death last week. I don't know. They're thinking about it even for the week since we talked about it, there was so many things that bugged me. They never explained why these ships could travel so fast to different planets. I mean, she had 3 days, and she spent a lot of those days on planets doing nothing or fighting or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So was there jump gates? Do these ships have like a hyperdrive? Or they got?
She was under a red sun and then somehow beat superpowered aliens
the space
for whatever
bus.
reason.
How fast can a space bus go?
Yeah,
like and it traveled to a yellow sun from the red sun. Well, that's 2 different solar systems. Even at light speed, it'd take you probably 300 years. So I don't like. They never explained why these ships are so fast, how they got there, and why on earth. Something was pointed out. I think it might have been in the EFAP that I didn't even think of. A lot of times, or maybe one of the reviews I saw, Supergirl, didn't even really seem to care that he was trafficking girls. It was more about crypto, and saving the girls is kind of like, oh, well, yeah, they're in these things here at the end, so we got to save them. So why didn't, you think they're trafficking people, little kids and girls, why wouldn't they call the Green Lantern?
Oh, no, just,
it's like,
let's just add to your point before we cover the juicy gossip that Jared's waiting for. Remember when Lobo first appears? And then she's like, it's Lobo. Don't look him in the eyes. Why? It's just like, why? Just such stupid throwaway shitty dialogue in this movie. It's pretty bad. So we get to a point where the trades are eviscerating this movie. Apparently Variety is the chud lovers now. It's like, oh my God. All right, whatever. But apparently there was this exclusive that came out on the, THR's website where they went behind the scenes for Supergirl. And it looks like DC is up to its old tricks again. We were told that it was going to be different this time around. It's like when, you guys have a girlfriend and maybe she cheats on you and you forgive her because you're a cuck and you go, and she won't do it again. She loves me. She won't do it again. She won't go sleep with 5 black guys. No way. I'm all that she needs. No, nothing's changed. Guys, these people don't change. And even if they did, that I would argue hell would freeze over before most of these people in Hollywood change. I would actually argue most of them would have to literally, get yeeted in Minecraft before any meaningful change comes through. Now, this is something that we must not talk about when we're going to cover most of this stuff is, will DC get rid of James Gunn? Probably not right now, because that would feel like a reactionary move compared to how this film is failing, right? His contract, I think, is up at the end of 2027, which is when Man of Tomorrow is coming out. Not the end of 2027, it's coming out in like July or whatever. But maybe at that point he goes, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm gonna just kind of cut my losses and just move on. I mean, he wanted to go on a podcast and talk about continuity, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You have to go on a podcast to talk about continuity? This universe is 4 movies in and some TV shows. It's like at this point next year, when Man of Tomorrow comes out, there's 4 movies with Man of Tomorrow included in that, and then there's what? Creature Commandos, Lanterns, that Jimmy Olsen show if it ever comes out, and what else? What else is in there? Yeah. Peacemaker season 2. Yeah, it's like 8 things in this universe, and for some reason there's 8 things in this universe, and they can't do any continuity fixes right now. There's nothing here in this universe worthwhile substantially to keep going. Like, I'd argue this universe has already kind of circled the drain already. Like, starting off with Superman is fine as a concept, but then going to Supergirl. Our next movie is Clayface, guys. Clayface, a Batman villain getting a movie before Batman himself. This universe has less Batman than the DCEU. The DCEU, Batman Superman was the next movie. He was in Suicide Squad. He was in the Justice League. He was in the Flash. Like, he was there. He just didn't have his own solo movie. His presence was there. This universe has nothing for Wonder Woman. The last universe at least had some presence for Wonder Woman. She had her own movie. She was in BVS. She was in Shazam. She was reluctantly in the second one, which was terrible, obviously. What I just don't understand why anyone is excited for this universe. There's nothing about this universe that is remotely interesting at all in general. Even if I watch the TV shows, which are Creature Commandos and Peacemaker season 2, is there anything else substantially there that I'm really missing out on? Like, that's must see, that's game changing? I know.
Well, that's it. I think they just got Creature Commandos, and Peacemaker, and
season 2, and the Lanterns is coming. And
Lanterns.
Our next thing is Lanterns. A Lantern show where there's nothing. I'm not saying the show won't have these elements, but there's all of those like crazy. You
can't leave that out of the marketing, though.
Yeah, like you don't have any of the stuff that people like about Green Lanterns in the trailer as a first impression. And as we know, when it comes to like comic book media, first impressions matter. Your trailers and all that stuff. The Green Lantern shows, guys, it's like, wasn't one of the suits hanging up in a closet? What the fuck? Don't the suits just come to them when they put the rings on?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
The suit's actually a construct.
What?
It is, but there have been comics back
right
in the Silver Age, and I believe that they've had them in the closet. So, but generally speaking, they are constructs.
Wait, for Hal and John, the suits and the ring.
Yeah. It's one of these things where people want to say, but just move on to the next thing, because that's how these people function. They're like, just move on to the next thing. Okay, what's our next thing? Lanterns. Nothing about that trailer for that show looks like it's going to be anything competently good or at all. I'm not saying it can't be. I'm not saying I've seen the whole thing. I'm not saying I got leaks or anything. I'm just saying from the trailers that we saw, all of us have talked about it. You guys in the chat. Nothing about that looks interesting. Hal Jordan is 50, and he might die off in the first.
He's definitely gone. You know that.
Oh, fuck. The best Green Lantern, the most known Green Lantern, dead.
The one that
outing in the
everyone knows
DCU.
is Green Lantern.
Yeah, I should be so excited for that. The marketing. What was the tagline? Only one can wear the ring. Oh God. Just
I know.
tell me you don't.
Not the
Fuck.
thousands that
It's
are in
like-
the core, just the one.
It's like the most basic Green Lantern's knowledge
The marketing,
ever.
by the way, literally says only one can wear the ring.
Oh fuck! That's like the most basic thing. You don't have to read any Green Lantern comics. to know that
That's
there's a bunch of
why
them.
I don't believe Lindelof is a Green Lantern fan. Or like when he goes, "Look, I was wearing my favorite Green Lantern T-shirt to a comic."
He's like, I'm a fan. I was wearing green. Jesus Christ! That's like those girls who wear Superman T-shirts, and you ask them, "What do you like about Superman?" "Oh, I just like the logo." All right. Well, you know what conversation you're gonna get after that. Behind the Supergirl bomb, competing cuts, creative differences. And keep in mind, what did James Gunn say about this universe? We aren't going to be greenleading scripts until the quality is right. Or what did he say? Quality matters.
Well, until they have a completed and really good script.
Ready good
pretty
script.
much.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
quality
a good,
matters, right?
completed
Yeah.
script.
We aren't going to greenlight a film until it's like complete and it's James, I don't know what quality you think is good. Could I have like some of your movies before? Superman and Supergirl? I don't know if that's your best work, buddy.
From what I heard, that Man of Tomorrow was greenlit and they only had an outline or whatever. They had a concept. They didn't have the full script.
He wrote that movie in 4 weeks. You know that's about to be some absolute garbage. He wrote that in 4 weeks. His tentpole team up movie for the universe was written in 4 weeks. Well, Jared, can you give me all your comic books then?
No.
For months, DC Studios knew the film wasn't working. Things came to a head in March when the studio tested its own cut against one from filmmaker Craig Gillespie. Oh God, geez, man. Usually test scores go up, and away. But this March, the scores for Supergirl actually went down when DC Studios held a bake-off testing competing cuts from filmmaker Craig Gillespie and from the studio run by James Gunn and Peter Safran. It was a moment of extreme disappointment for those involved as the stakes were high, particularly for DC. Supergirl would be a key test for Warner Brothers division as its first feature not written and directed by Gunn, following last year's inaugural outing, Superman. But this is the thing too. Why was their second movie in this fucking universe Supergirl? I'm not saying she isn't allowed to have her own movie. I think in the right circumstances, she could get her own movie and it could be a box office hit, depending on the material you use for her character. Just not this early. We barely know this Superman. We barely maybe even like this Superman or want this guy around. And then we're getting a Supergirl movie? Not Batman, not Wonder Woman, not Green Arrow, not Shazam. Or to which Shazam just had some movies. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Not Green Arrow, not Flash, not Green Lantern, not Wonder Woman, not Batman. No big Justice League people. No A-listers.
Well,
Supergirl.
If they wanted to do Supergirl, they should have made her a bigger part of Superman movie and made her actually likable. They would have been better doing a Justice Gang movie.
Yeah, because they thought that the way they did Supergirl would make her likable. Remember when they said it's okay to be messy?
Yeah. So I think people bring up the MCU argument with this. So people say, well, but Incredible Hulk was the next movie. Right. This is the key. You are right about that.
Also, people underestimate how popular of a character Hulk was back then. Hulk was big.
Yeah, like I don't people understand. Hulk's not a C-list character. Hulk is a big character.
Hulk's an A-list.
He's never been a C-list.
He's always had his toys always sold. You could always find his merch. I mean,
Hulk's
everybody knows the Hulk. He had a TV show in the 80s.
It's not like they had to do a Hulk movie in the same way they had to do an Iron Man movie. It's not like with Iron Man, they only had the B-listers left. No, Hulk was an A-lister.
Yeah, I think this shows you how retarded the average person is. The average retarded person will tell you, but the MCU did a Hulk movie next. Guys, Hulk is a big character. If you don't think Hulk's a big character, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know. You are just
remember they did a Hulk movie without an MCU years before that.
Right, they had an animated series. He had his own animated series. He had one with Ang Lee. Like the characters in the Avengers, I would say that people didn't know were Black Widow, Yeah, Black Widow and to some degree Thor.
Hawkeye.
You could
Hawkeye
argue.
wasn't that
Iron
good.
Man and Cap, because those ones were still known, but they were very much like B-listers.
Yeah, you could argue Cap was more bigger than Iron Man. You could argue that. Yeah, like there was some Avengers that were definitely big. Like if no one knew Captain America or Hulk was, I'm not gonna lie, you're just not a fan of these characters. Like you just don't like you're not in the correct line. Like you just admit you just weren't a fan. Like it. So my argument would be if the MCU did a Nick Fury movie as the second one, that would be stupid. They followed up Iron Man with a popular character and it didn't do as well. That happens. Like there's no guarantee if you do a popular character it's going to do well. There's no guarantee of that. But the MCU didn't just do a Nick Fury movie because you saw Samuel Jackson at the end of Iron Man. That's what you would mean when you say that. Following up Iron Man with Hulk makes perfect sense because Hulk's fucking huge. If you don't think Hulk's huge, you're retarded. I can't help you.
If anything, Thor was the biggest risk there.
Thor's kind of the biggest risk there. And to be fair, I like the Thor movie, actually.
Yeah.
It needed to work to prove the studio could expand beyond projects directed by Gunn, the A-list filmmaker behind the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Is he really an A-lister?
You're right.
I love how the media apparently exists just to protect James Gunn's fragile ego.
Oh, they're not doing that anymore after he called them out. Once he called them out, now he's on their bad side. That's how you can tell people are bought and paid for. They love this guy. Made articles about why he should have a head job of a lot of stuff, and then the moment he called them out, they were like, yeah, fuck you. These people themselves are bought and paid for. But when they do good, I'll agree they'll do good sometimes. And the very public face of the brand. And keep in mind, I like the stuff here. I like the first Guardians movie. I liked Peter Parker season 1. I love the Suicide Squad movie. But Superman, not his best work. I'll say that. It was not his best work, actually. Months later, the Supergirl outcome is now well known. The movie starring Millie Loves BBC as the title character and budgeted in the $170 million to $180 million range, crashed and burned on its opening weekend, grossing, holy fucking shit, this is terrible. God damn. Fuck. $37.1 million, even lower than the reveled DC-centric bomb 2024's Joker Folie à Deux, which opened to 37.6
I believe
million.
that's pronounced Joker Foley Ducks.
Joker fucks ducks.
Foley ducks.
Yep. And was not made by Gunn and Safran. So this movie, oh God. Guys, Joker 2 is in its own level of different kind of bad. That movie is a booty, asshole, shit, garbage. Just complete trash. How the fuck did... But to be fair, guys, Joker's a big character. Joker can make more than Supergirl opening weekend, despite this not reflecting that at all. Because, well, Joker is big to a certain extent. Like, Joker is like, what? Arguably the biggest villain ever made, actually, right?
Yeah.
Even a solo movie randomly based off Joker.
Joker having a solo movie actually is a smart idea.
Right. And while one failure need not be an indictment of a slate, and there have been all sort of think pieces as to why the movie failed, was Alcock right for the role? I would say I just didn't like her acting in the movie, though. I didn't really feel like she was Supergirl at all. I really don't know where people got that she was really good. You must have watched a different movie from me. I thought she was fucking garbage, honestly. Was Giuseppe right for the take? Are audiences tired of superheroes? I think it's all part of the argument. I think it's all part of it. Was opening the movie in late June a mistake? Was the budget too high? The fate of Supergirl may have been sealed early on. Yeah, you don't make a Supergirl movie as your second movie in your universe for DC. I'm sorry, you just don't do that. If you had made a Teen Titans movie, I can almost flat out guarantee that does better than this opening weekend. Just in general. Because you're giving people characters that they want to pay for. On Twitter, people seem to think that if they want like a Kite Man movie, Warner Brothers should make that. And it's like, no, this is a popularity contest. If you go in your wallet and pay for the movie, that's what get made. Why do you guys think Spider-Man movies get made so much? Because you pay for them. That's very much an easy business one-on-one thing. Gunn and Giuseppe had creative differences over the direction of the movie. Numerous sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. And the film never found its footing in post-production process. Because just from the concept alone, a drunk, retarded Supergirl. How can anyone make that work, though? even if you wanted this to succeed, how can that succeed? How is that going to connect with the Supergirl? She's drunk, talks retardedly, for some reason urinates and doesn't wipe her vagina. How is that enticing dudes to go watch this movie? You guys sell me on the sauce of that. She's drunk, calls her cousin a bitch, and doesn't want to be a superhero.
Well, she's messy, so we gotta love her.
Oh yeah,
Right.
you know, ownership of women's bodies and messy. Like fuck, like good lord. The test scores, which are counted on a scale out of 100 points, never escaped the 60s, according to multiple insiders. Another insider said the movie's top score was 70. This movie's cooked either way. The trailers themselves didn't get anyone excited to watch this movie, though. The numbers prove it, right? You could release the other cut. It wouldn't have mattered. Nobody cared this existed. You know what I mean? Like, there's no interest in this at all, right? Quote, they were not creatively aligned is the polite way of describing things, said one insider. I remember when James Gunn had his slate reveal video, and he launched the universe by saying, we're going to allow creators to have their own vision.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah. This is what I always tell you guys. Everyone always talks a big game, but when push comes to shove, then you see how they really are. James Gunn said, movies are not going to get made unless the script is tight and ironclad and quality matters. Well, watching both these movies, that's definitely not true. Creators will get, well, he directed Superman, so he got to have the freedom he wanted on that. But the Supergirl movie, he said, you know, creator visions matter, because he was taking a shot at the MCU when Kevin Feige was under fire for not letting Nia DaCosta have her Marvel's vision, right? Yeah, James. Sometimes being the boss, you got to do that. You got to tell the guy, hey, no. Sometimes, you know, it's not easy. And people keep saying these creative visions, right? If Jared has a vision, let's say for, I don't know, Wonder Woman, and he says, MSK, I'd like it if Wonder Woman took a dump right in Batman's mouth in one of these
I would
movies,
never say
right?
that.
But if he did, I'd go,
I would never say
Jared,
that.
but hypothetically, Jared,
I would never say that even hypothetically.
Oh my God. But do you think as an executive, I would go, yeah, Jared, just make a movie where one woman just opens her ass cheeks and just takes a dump in Batman's mouth? No, because that's what being a boss is. You go, no, I'm not doing that. And I agree, not every time it's right, and there's some nuances where it's right and wrong. I understand that. But that's what being a boss is. Doesn't look like James Gunn kind of likes being a boss. You have to be a boss with this and go, hey, this isn't good. But then again, you branded your universe. I'll create directors' visions and all this other bullshit. Yeah, that's why you don't say all this bullshit. That's why you don't virtue signal to people, because then you set them up for disappointment like that. Other insiders dispute this characterization, saying Gunn, Safran, and Giuseppe had the normal amount of healthy friction any filmmaker and studio have as a part of the process of making a movie better. So people ask, well, why did Zack Snyder get cut? Because that's a whole different regime, guys. So it's basically a whole new company. This one is compared to the other one. Just, it's not the same under any pretty much regard. This is a different team of people here. And multiple sources say the duo respect the filmmaking chops of Giuseppe, known for guiding Margot Robbie to an Oscar nomination for I, Tonya. Well, they sure didn't, because they didn't use his cut of the movie, though. Just pointing out. I mean, they can say they respect him all they want, but they didn't use his cut of the movie, which James Gunn branded the universe off of, right? Filming wrapped in May 2025, and as early as the fall of that year, the studio and Giuseppe knew the movie wasn't working. Gee, who could have thunk that? After a December test screening proved to be just okay, the studio decided to take matters into its own hands and took charge of the post-production to make its own cut. Huh? Who did that remind you of?
So
David
remember
Ayer.
when James Gunn said that they would never interfere with the director's vision, and that it was all about protecting the director's vision?
Oh, Jerry, but he said it on Twitter, and he obviously was telling the truth.
Yeah, and it's even better news right on Twitter, because you know what? It is actually it is written. That's the thing. Yep. Nothing gets deleted from the internet, really.
That's true. James, and you know what also this reminds me of? David Ayer with the Suicide Squad. Remember when the studio just had a trailer company cut up the movie for whatever reason?
And he didn't know what the movie was like until he saw it in theaters.
Oh God! Now
Jared, I have to take issue with what you said. How dare you say that James Gunn may not be 100% honest at all times.
I know. We all know
mean,
he's totally like trustworthy, especially about his.
I mean, sure, just millions of, not millions, but dozens of lies that can be traced at things he said, but this time I believe him.
He said Waller was coming out. Waller came out as much as my dad was influences in my life. The studio also enlisted writer Jeremy Slater, a gun favorite. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Who previously wrote an unmade feature based on DC superhero team The Authority.
You know what's hilarious about that, MSK? Do you know why he canceled The Authority? He kept saying the script was not where we wanted it to be. And I'm like, and you hired the guy that was screwing up the script repeatedly?
Yep.
I'm just going to point out here, he had said he couldn't make the script work for The Authority. Okay, by that, and he canceled it. By that logic, why didn't you do that for Supergirl? You should have just Batgirled this shit then. If you're doing logic like that. But then again, if he did that though, he would make it look like to the public that well, he only wants his movies out there because he got to direct Superman, right? This is the problem you get, right? All right, so the extent of Slater's involvement is unclear, although it seems he helped write scenes for a 9-day shoot of additional photography. Original screenwriter Anna Nugeria remained involved in the post-production process as well. Yeah, a lady who's done nothing to earn this position and is going to write Wonder Woman and Teen Titans, one of the biggest characters in the damn universe. How? Why? It's because she gives like Glock 3000. Like, I don't fucking know. You think I want to watch a Wonder Woman movie written by her? Guys, in this Supergirl movie, it's revealed that the Krem's people, they need to breed with women, right? And you need boys. But and then they kill the girls after using them. You know how stupid that is? How the fuck would you have more kids then if you discard the women who have them? They can't have kids.
Kidnapping more. It's so dumb.
What the fuck? Why not? Oh, Lord.
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
I'm gonna watch a Teen Titans movie written by this stupid bitch. Oh, hell no. I'd actually rather watch paint dry than watch that garbage. One issue at play was the climactic fight, which was reconfigured. That was bad too. People said the action was great. What action was good in this movie? What? Name me an action scene good in this movie. I didn't see it. Maybe you guys saw it. I didn't see that shit.
I did like the bus fight. I thought that was pretty good.
That was a little cool. I will give you that. I did like that. That was a little cool.
Like transporting around. It had a couple of mildly amusing moments and stuff. It wasn't too bad. But the final battle fight was just clunky. Just a bunch of big punches. Kind of hard to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, continue. I'm sorry.
Are you good? Other issues with the movie are unclear. Oh no, we know the issues. We've pointed them out. But it is known that that music was a key friction point. Guys, even when they had that stupid Call Me song in the trailer, I thought I don't like that song either. So I could tell Craig Gillespie's choices for female song. Did they want to have girls just want to have fun? Please tell me
that was supposed to be the final fight song or whatever.
No.
Instead of that, oh god, I can't think of the new one they had that everyone's making.
They're both bad though. Like this movie's talking about dudes sex trafficking women, and they want to have girls just want to have fun.
I'm just punching people's skulls in, and we're just going to be singing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
Oh god,
this is my fight song.
No.
Now that should have been a better song there.
Man, people smoke crack, and you shouldn't do that.
Yep, I agree. Just all the music choices were bad. That's crazy. They're not having arguments over the story. They're not having arguments over this and that. They're having arguments over music. The music was the biggest choice for them.
They're doing crack.
You know what song I would have played? "Fighter" by Christina Aguilera. That would have been.
They
you know what song I would have played, MSK? An actual song instead of the 80th needle drop.
I would have played WAP by Cardi B. There you go. That's what I would have played.
Like,
that's my
It's so funny.
If they had played WAP by Cardi B, I actually maybe would have gave the movie a 5 instead of a 4. I actually gave it a 3. From his first Guardians of the Galaxy movie on, Gunn established himself as the master of the movie soundtrack. All right. These titles these people just give. What are these titles they just give these people, though? MSK, he's the master of talking to women. He's the master of knowledge and riches. Just why do I deserve that title? But I know why I deserve it.
Well, you don't, but yeah.
And the all-important needle drop, earning praise for finding the right song and dropping it at the right time. Giuseppe also has a reputation for meddling music to movies, as seen in Cruella, his 2021 movie that.
And by the way, the word is not meddling; it's melding.
Yes, melding music to movies.
Oh, okay, now it's black.
His 2021 movie that cast Disney's villainous Cruella de Vil as a punk rock rebel in London's fashion scene. I liked, to be fair, if they didn't call that movie Cruella and just made it something randomly with whoever, it'd be a much more better received movie. I liked Cruella. I just didn't like that they called it Cruella. You know, I like the idea of what he was trying to make that movie, but then again, wait, the fact that Disney had less creative control over Cruella than he had on that's crazy. The movie had at least 4 test screenings, according to sources, with screenings held in December 2025. We did a video about that. Those test screenings, they were not holding up very well from what we had heard, as well as February and March of this year. And while social media users and critics are dunking on the movie's use of a cover of the Jimmy Eat World song, The Middle, the big needle drop in the final set piece at the February screening was a cover version of Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell. This is so doomed. That song choice came from Gunn. Jeez. I wouldn't have thought that at all, right? Gunn using Girls Just Want to Have Fun? But it ultimately was abandoned for the Jimmy Eats World cover. The movie employed 2 editors. There was Tatiana S. Regal's, Giuseppe's longtime post partner, who edited his Lars and the Real Girl, I, Tonya, and Cruella. Of course, he'd use a person he'd always work with. Okay, that makes sense. And there was Fred Raskin, Gunn's longtime cutter, who worked on all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and Gunn's DC series Peacemaker. Raskin is also Quentin Tarantino's go-to editor. Now, see, Hollywood, this is what they keep getting. This is the thing here. Always hiring your friends, you know. He was brought on later in the process and proved a key instrument in the studio's slowly heavying hand. There were signs that things were getting better. No, they weren't. Deep into winter, test scores improved and hit the low 70s. However, rather than continue to tinker away on the cut, the studio decided to force a bake-off by creating 2 cuts, one by Giuseppe and one by the studio.
Bake-off, I love that.
Yeah, like
let's cook.
Let's just cook. No, they weren't cooking. That shit is burnt chicken. That shit is black charcoal on a grill. They weren't cooking anything with this movie. That shit was ass. It is unclear what major differences emerged. The movie existing? Whatever, that's my personal opinion. But one source says Giuseppe's version was 11 minutes longer. Yeah, that would have not made the movie better. Just pointing out, 11 minutes makes no differences at all. And featured more of the villain Krem, played by Matthias Schoenart. I'm just kidding. I'm not pronouncing this. I don't know what the fucking last name is. Matthias. When the 2 competing versions tested, the scores surprisingly dropped significantly. Although the studios inched out ahead of Giuseppe's, but by only 2 points. According to sources, Giuseppe's version scored strongly on song choices, pacing, and villain. Yeah, what the things you care in a movie about. Eking out a win, even a middling one. The studio chose its cut as the one to go to theaters. Yeah, makes sense why the studio would choose their version to go to the theaters. Gee, I only wonder why. Because Warner Brothers has not done that before. A studio insider says the differences were not particularly pronounced. I mean, though I disagree that 11 minutes is enough to really make any big difference at all, if you're doing it in the right places, it could make a difference, but not enough for box office wise. Like, box office numbers kind of prove no one really cared this movie was coming out or existed at all. Studio insiders paint the back and forth process as routine, but others, including one franchise filmmaker who spoke anonymously for the story, but was not involved in Supergirl, held the opposite view. Quote, "It happens more than you think, but it's not normal, said the filmmaker of the Bake Off. Stop calling these. It is not cooking. They're having a Bake Off, guys. It's like just moms getting together trying to bake cakes. Oh, God. If a studio is going to put money into the test process, it means they feel strongly about certain things, end quote. The movie never tested again. As a point of comparison, the canceled Batgirl tested in the 60s, but the box office disappointment, Shazam Fearing the Gods, began its tests in the 60s, like most of Supergirl's tests before moving up. And from that point on, if Giuseppe believes strongly that something should be in the movie, he had to advocate for it, said one source. I thought they were given all creative freedom on these things. Also, Shazam Fear of the Gods was not good, and they axed Batgirl. So, quote, while Supergirl did not meet our box office expectations, it is just one component of a broader long-term strategy at DC Studios.
Behold our strategy! Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd!
And what's crazy is Safran set this opening weekend, too. And, you know, not a lot of executives would say this. I'll give them credit for that. Not a lot of them would say this. But they're like, hey, we got a long-term strategy here. Yeah, Clayface, Jimmy Olsen show. Fuck. What's next? Mr. Terrific in the works? Like, what the fuck? All right. Priorities are sure great here. That we remain confident in. Safran to the New York Times, making a rare time a studio chief commented on a bomb on opening weekend. And in many ways, the strategy remains intact. Despite the setback, or the set black, as you guys know, Mr. Terrific, set black. I'm joking, it's the joke. Gunn and Safran will continue to guide the ship. Well, that sounds terrible, because James Gunn has proven he's not really a good studio. It is unclear when the duo's contracts are up, but sources believe it is either at the end of 2026 or at the end of 2027. Yeah, because they haven't made any big movie announcements since Man of Tomorrow coming out in 2027. So by then, DC Studios will have released not only Clayface, the modestly budgeted horror movie centered on the Batman villain. Yeah, a Batman villain getting a Batman villain getting a movie before Batman. I thought this wasn't like the Sony Spider-Man universe. I beg to disagree on that one. But also Man of Tomorrow, which Gunn is currently directing, which is slated to open July 9th, 2027. The Batman Part 2 from Matt Reeves is also in production and has an October 1st, 2027 date, but stands separate from the DCU. Yeah, guys, people say, but they have the Batman Part 2. That's not even in this universe, you morons. That is a separate thing. It literally doesn't count. Like, yeah, they have the Batman coming out. I don't know how that bodes well for this. I don't know how that changes anything with this, but whatever. And Gunn will continue to exercise his ideas, especially his penchant for spotlighting lesser-known side characters. A Superman spinoff focusing on Jimmy Olsen, played by scene-stealing Skylar Gizondo. What are these names? Gizondo. All right. Is getting a comedic take with mockumentary series.
It's
DC
pronounced
Crime.
Gizondo.
I know. I just wanted to make a joke. The series DC Crime that will shoot this fall. There is also a series focused on Mr. Terrific, played by Superman breakout Eddie Jathiki. I don't know how to help these people. Might as well just have a Kite Man series at this point.
They did. They got a cartoon. Kite Man, hell yeah. Didn't you watch it? It was done by the people who did the Poison Ivy and
Can we have a Captain Atom movie at this point? Everyone
Harley
gets
Quinn series.
Is this like Oprah? Everyone gets a movie?
It was done by the people who did the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy thing.
I'm not even saying like
And
having
it
a
was
Mr. Terrific.
amusing.
I'm not even saying having a Mr. Terrific series would be bad. I'm not even saying that. It's just like Justice League Gun. You could give like fucking hell. Oh god. All right, these people just want to lose. All right. That is an active development with Alan Hinberg. I've heard this name before. Alan Hinberg. he's been around the block. I know I've heard this name before, writing the pilot. But Supergirl's failure does put a scrutinizing spotlight on Gunn, who has positioned himself as the face of the company as no other studio head has before, thanks to his prodigious output on social media and comments in the press about quality control. Other studio heads, such as Marvel's Kevin Feige or Warner's Pam Abdy, are known to get vigorously involved in the post-production process, but none are filmmakers making their own movies while also running or co-running a major studio division. There is almost no modern precedent. Steven Spielberg runs Amblin, a production company, but not a studio arm. Rob Reiner was a partner at Castle Rock, a large-scale entity that was run by Alan Horn. More recently, Frozen filmmaker Jennifer Lee ran Walt Disney Animation Studios until 2024, before stepping back to refocus on directing. The challenge for Gunn and thus DC Studios is to navigate the fine line of being filmmaker friendly while also trusting his strong artistic point of view that has guided him all of his career. Did it have him make those tweets? Oh God, I had to throw it in there. DC Studios, however, has other challenges looming larger than Supergirl's failure or the villainy of Brainiac. There are the anxieties of David Ellison's Paramount upcoming acquisition of Warner's, and perhaps the biggest challenge ahead for Gunn and Safran may be guiding a superhero studio right, as superhero movies are no longer a bulletproof genre for moviegoers. And I told people this before, superhero movies are not going to be getting as much money as a lot of people remember. The max.
That's why you can't like take risks on stuff.
Yeah, because the money is just not there. Like, we're not in that lucrative kind of superhero comic book movie period we were like several years ago. I mean, like, people gotta understand, you have to give people exactly what they're going to pay for. Not like, hey, MSK, I would love to see a solo Kitty Pryde movie. You would go to see that? Well, no, but like, oh, okay. See, there you go. You can't do that anymore. Whoever you're going to pay money for, that's what needs to get made. Like, superhero movies are going to be capping out at like $500 million. These budgets got to be coming way down. I don't know what this quote is right here. As a quote, Gen Z does not care about superhero movies, noted one studio head. That genre belongs to millennials. Guys, one studio executive said, how would Superman get back to Krypton if his ship is dead? I mean, these guys can sometimes be kind of retarded. Just pointing out here, right? So I don't know why this is stupid. Like, Gen Z grew up with every single golden age. So if you want to argue comic book ages, right? Gen Z, like, I grew up with all the different eras of superhero movies, right? There's the Blade. I haven't watched these yet. The Blade ones, the X-Men ones, the Fantastic Four ones, the Daredevil ones. Like, I grew up with all this shit, right? So, the DCU is in shambles, boys. What are we ever going to be doing? You know,
I could tweet about it because apparently that works.
Oh, God, Jared, no more. You're going to get people hating you.
This whole Gen Z doesn't like superhero movies is nonsense. If you make good movies, they'll watch it. I hate when they say stuff like that. Yeah, they may not be geared towards it as millennials or Gen X like myself, because we grew up a little bit more with that. But if you make a good movie, they'll see it and they'll see more. I don't know. And it just, Supergirl bombed because it was the wrong place and the wrong time for that movie.
And the wrong movie.
And the wrong movie, yeah. It was written poorly. Nobody cares about messy, messy girls and whatever, and who look like they haven't bathed in a month and sharing food out of the same spoon with a dog, and hearing her take a piss. I mean, nobody cares about that stuff. If they would have introduced her, like, have more of a role in the Superman movie and have her as a hopeful character, that movie could have done better. But they shouldn't even have done that movie. The second movie, if they couldn't do Batman because of the Batman 2, they should have been Wonder Woman. Or, like I said, even a Justice Gang movie probably would have done better.
Dude,
do a low-budget Justice Gang movie.
As much as I shit on the DCEU because Warner Brothers is stupid, and I don't like a lot of the movies in that universe, at least they waited like 3. Pure factor in. BVS just didn't come straight after Man of Steel like a year later. BVS came out like 3 years later. They at least waited enough time to give the audience some breathing room to the next movie. Like, there was no breathing room with this. It's like, well, just because Superman did well, even though it didn't, that means that Supergirl was going to do well. We've not been in that market for a long time. Like, yeah, back in the day, a superhero movie would come out and the next one would do kind of better or good based off the other one coming out. We're not in that anymore. We've moved on from that. It's a period where you have to get the audience something they want to pay for. And this is not something the audience wanted to pay for. They'd rather just wait till streaming. Unless this thing is like a big must-see event or it's a character with a big audience, like Deadpool and Wolverine did very well because Deadpool and Wolverine are big characters. A lot of people seem to like a lot.
Yeah, people were dying to see those two together. You know, that article talked about how James Gunn likes lesser-known characters, and that's fine when you have a big, healthy universe.
Mhm.
The other day, I was driving downtown Detroit to see my brother in the hospital, and I got thinking, if you just imagine in your head, there was no DC or MCU, there was no Marvel movies, nothing, and they hire a guy to run the franchise, and he gives a list. I was thinking of James Gunn's list of movies that and projects he was going to do, and I was trying to compare in my head, starting their universe. Now they started with Superman, so that's kind of like their second most popular character to Batman. So in Marvel, that probably would be maybe the Hulk because he's second. And then they do, then they did a Hulk, which, would have been their second, but then they ended up doing, so then I'm kind of confused in my head, but so they announced these movies. So you're going to end up doing Superman, but then he announces he does Supergirl. So that would be like doing
Iron Man to Ironheart.
Well, or their second, or like Hulk to She-Hulk, and then he announces the Authority. That would be like doing a Squadron Supreme book. Then they announce Waller.
Well,
so that would have been like doing a Samuel
do.
Jackson show before anybody really knew who he was.
No. There's a very simple solution in that. What you do is you do a Squadron Supreme movie and cast all the DCEU actors as the Squadron Supreme. Imagine Henry Cavill as Hyperion.
But I'm saying is imagine there's no MCU and you're going to start it and you just pick all these random
it'd be like going from Superman
Squirrel
to
Girl. We need a Squirrel Girl cinematic universe.
What was the other thing? He owns Jimmy Olsen. That would be like giving,
Doom Patrol.
The what's his name? Robbie Robertson.
The Demon. Demon.
Or not Robbie Robertson, he was an editor, or like giving Ned Leeds, who was a photographer or whatever for the Daily Planet, his own show. I mean, they're just throwing these people out there, and it's like, yeah, people know who Superman and stuff is, and they know that they might have these ancillary characters, but nobody cares. So Marvel had no choice but to do something with Iron Man because Spider-Man and the X-Men and Fantastic Four with other companies.
Studios. Yeah.
So they had to try. But what do? They hired a great director, great writers. Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor who knew how to ad lib and he knew how to work on the fly. So they caught lightning in a bottle. And fortunately for Marvel, because if that movie would have stunk, I think if they would Tom Cruise, they were talking about him doing that role. I think if Tom Cruise is in that role, I don't think the MCU is what it is. And that's not a slight against him. But I don't know if he'd have been around for
Iron Man as him. I would be that'd be cool.
Well, if he was Tom Cruise was Iron Man, he would have done pretty good in one movie. But was he going to stick around and be in like 15?
No,
or whatever. And what if he have had that same? I mean, he has charisma. Would have the same?
Yeah, like you're wondering, like, would he have committed to these movies as much as already jaded? Now, to be fair, the studio kept offering him more money for each separate appearance. That's kind of why he kept appearing in it. But like, he still has to do
of course, because he earned it. But you look at the Avengers movie, all the stuff between Tony and Cap. Tony was more like free-spirited, kind of sarcastic, funny. Cap was more serious. I really couldn't see Tom Cruise playing. I pictured him being just as serious and not stoic, but just as serious and as Cap. So that dynamic between the two wouldn't have been as good. So Marvel caught lightning in a bottle with that, and they were smart enough to expand it all the way up to Endgame. Now what they did after that wasn't that great. But what James Gunn is doing with DC is he's starting and he's hoping that like his Supergirl movie would take off like Iron Man, or if he does a movie he does Superman, and he didn't do a good script. He was thinking that was going to be a great success, so it'd be able to launch all these side characters. And then he takes Clayface, which now he took it and he brought it into the DCU, which is a huge mistake because now people think, well, it's part of this whole Superman thing I wasn't into. It's part of Supergirl. I don't care. If they would just leave that on its own, plug it as like a body horror movie, ancillary to Batman, but it would probably do better. But now people are going to see it attached to this, and they're not going to care.
Well, I want to just add to your thing is like, it would be like, it's essentially, think about this, guys. If the previous universe started off with Superman, Doom Patrol, the Demon, and Zatanna.
No, actually, what would actually happen is that it would start off as a Doom Patrol animated series, and then it would go to Man of Steel, and then Zatanna, I think, could actually do well. But imagine, I got a better idea. The second movie is Gentleman Ghost.
What about the Invisibles?
Yeah.
How about that? What about the Invisibles as just like that Grant Morrison book he did for the Vertigo line? What if he just did? What if that's your second movie? And it's like, this is why you don't do that, is because there is a market some of these characters have. Like, I can sell this to the average person, and I'll get you guys' final thoughts about this. I know Joe just gave his. Jared, what is your final thoughts about all this? The drama behind the Supergirls, behind the scenes.
I predicted it was going to fail, so this is very vindicating for me because I was like, you're following it up with Supergirl and a version of Supergirl that not a lot of people like. Yeah, that's gonna do billions for you.
Billions. Someone said it was gonna make more than Someone said the movie was gonna make more than Brand New Day. I'm like,
I just love how people. DCU fandom is freaking out. They're like, yeah, the DCU is like in a rough spot, but Man of Tomorrow is definitely gonna make $1 billion.
Good. What's crazy is these are the same people that said that Superman's success was gonna go to Supergirl. Yeah, I'm not trusting no box office prediction you make. Fuck that. Oh God. Like, yes, what's crazy is
John Campia.
A Clayface movie might make more profit than Supergirl.
Well, if it makes $1, it's going to make more profit because Supergirl is going to lose $200 million.
Keep in mind, Clayface is lower budgeted, they said. Just depends on the marketing. If the marketing budget is like about $100 million, like, no, that may make at least like $400 million to do something, right? But just depends on the marketing. If the marketing budget's a little bit more lower, they got a winner there. But that doesn't mean the quality of film will be good. Why should I believe after watching Superman and Supergirl, why would I believe the quality of film is there? There's no, it's body horror. Oh God, we talking to retards. It doesn't matter. There's nothing about those two movies that would imply that one's better. Nothing. There's nothing there to imply that.
It depends who wrote it, whatnot. The funny thing is with Clayface, they could spend $100 million on marketing, and that movie could not make one nickel. Like, nobody could see that movie in the theater, and it would lose less money than Supergirl.
That's great. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah. Hey, remember when the trade lied about the movie? Warner Brothers had Deadline lie about Supergirl. Remember when Warner Brothers had him promote? Deadline was like, it needs 373 to break even. That was already a lie. It's not reaching anywhere near that. So, yeah.
Well, I think that was it wasn't 373. I think they said it was 323 or 313. It was some ridiculous number.
It's not even going to even get that.
Because, even that, but it's even if you don't factor in marketing at 175 million, you need 350 million just to break even. That doesn't factor in marketing.
Yeah.
So that number they're throwing out there is wrong. Unless for some reason movie theaters were like, we don't really need any.
It's the same thing with Brave New World. Like, even the random number they gave out with Brave New World, it didn't even reach that. Like, even the numbers they tell you that they're real, they don't even reach those. That's how bad it's right now. So we'll see how the future of the DCU pans out when it comes to Lanterns, which is next, and then we get Clayface, because that's what everyone wants to see as the next movie.
The show that already has a crap ton of negativity around it.
And no Green.
I'm more pumped for Clayface than I am.
Yeah, that's our next movie.
I think it might be pretty good, but
the Batman villain movie without Batman.
Yeah, that'll sell very well. Hopefully, I mean, maybe.
But if you just disassociate it from the Gunverse, then I think it's
watch. We'll find out. There's like all these needle drops in it.
Oh yeah. There's one thing about that article I do agree with. I think I don't even want to call him master of the soundtrack or whatever, but I do like the music Gunn has put in most of his movies. I think all three Guardians movies has excellent music in them, and I really like that. But now he feels it has to be done in every movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get these popular 80 rock songs and pop songs and put them in. It's like, yeah, we don't need that in every movie. I mean, it's getting a little weird.
Well, as you guys know, the DCU is circling the drain like we all knew it was coming. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video. If you have not seen me go and have sex with a lot of women, I'm joking. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swagging, and we're going to be signing out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right. Last thing to check out is Jared won the internet for some reason. God damn it. I literally said the Superman movie released last year was just okay. And as you guys know, he did put this out because we were going to review it tonight, but the drama with Supergirl happened. So we are going to review Superman next week. I've rewatched it. I'm good to go on it because I wanted to release that and then release Supergirl. So when Clayface comes out, we could just drop the Clayface review right then and there. Oh, Jared, God damn it. Just fucking hell, Jared. Just had to.
Look at the stats. Look at the stats.
Oh, God.
Wow.
77. Good Lord.
Oh, look, there's me. I commented right under it.
Hey, thank you. So
All right.
here's what I said. The problem with Superman 2025 is it's made by someone that doesn't like Superman. Gunn actually admitted. Gunn made Superman a side character in favor of Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, even Lois Lane. When you look at the movie objectively, Superman does not affect the plot that much beyond the background Baravia narrative. And this is besides the other clear sign Gunn hates Superman. He made Jor-El sending Superman to Earth to conquer it and form a super harem.
Oh, in retrospect, it's even worse now because for some reason they wanted Supergirl's parents to have Superman's parents' qualities. Like Supergirl's parents wanted her to come to Earth and do good and all that stuff. That's Superman's parents, though. What the fuck?
You should see the shit that these people are like coming. They're accusing me of being a Snyder fan, which I am, but they're also accusing me of not watching the movie, which I did 5 times. As a matter of fact,
you would know about the Barovia narrative from watching the movie. That's how that would work, though. Fucking people are a little retarded. So, Joe said Gunn doesn't understand the character. He made Superman normal and got his butt kicked all the time, which we agreed with. Superman didn't act differently than Superman.
I meant to say Clark didn't act differently than Superman.
Oh, okay. And then a retard under you says, to me, it sounds like you don't understand the character.
Oh, and you do?
Yeah. And fucking hell. Oh, God. Just inconveniently or not, mostly tourists created by Endgame, like this rendition. Oh, I see what you're saying. This guy said, I enjoyed the movie.
You're allowed to. That's fine.
I love when people do that. They go like, I like the movie. I never said you weren't allowed. What the fuck is wrong with people?
And by the way, no, but they're saying it as if them liking the movie alone makes it
all the
successful.
problems. Yeah, or they say that, oh, I like it means it doesn't have any issues at all. It's like, no. I mean, I get if you don't believe those are issues, I mean, sure, but it's like when people go, I like Fast and Furious movies. Yeah, sure, but that doesn't make them perfectly written fine.
Yeah, let me put it this way. They're nowhere near as well written as the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Yeah, because we're doing high bars here for those comparisons. It's his emotional journey. Sounds gay to me. His character undergoes the affirmation that he's imperfect, which makes him as normal as anyone. The overall plot of the movie isn't really as important. Fuck! I'm done.
I know! That's what stopped me, MSK! The plot of the movie isn't important! That's where it stopped me! That's my thing. I said, that's certainly a statement.
Fuck, I might cry.
I'm glad you reacted at that part, MSK, because that's exactly where it got me. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, what? How do you not have a plot? Like,
hold on. I need to make this in quotations. Hold on.
How do you say the plot is not important?
Oh God.
Well,
oh my God.
I mean,
I think the plot is not
some are
important.
plot centric. Yeah, I mean, I understand that logic. Some are more driven by plot than character, but characters have to be motivated by the plot. Like they have to change because of the plot.
I want to make sure I put that there. Okay. All right. I've never. Holy shit. That was the most retarded thing I had ever read on one of your plot. Fuck, man. This man
You
said.
got to deal with MSK?
This is the fucking person we're dealing with here. The overall plot of the movie. Wait, hold on. I can't read this seriously. The overall plot of the movie isn't really as important. And you guys wonder why I yell at people like this.
Well, I mean,
I can't. I'm done. I can't. I don't want to.
they go hand in hand. The plot motivates.
It gets worse, MSK.
Oh,
I didn't say it wasn't as important. You literally said that. I said not as important. Okay, well I said I literally corrected my tweet and said as important.
But this is still stupid though. He says I didn't say it wasn't important. Quite literally said that. But whatever. It's not. I said it's not as important. Oh god. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Be retarded all you want. Then I don't even know how someone could make a statement like that. These people clamor for better written movies. These people want better written movies and say the plot doesn't matter. Huh? What?
I'm going to use that from now on when I defend Zack Snyder's movies. Guess what? The plot doesn't matter anymore.
Plot doesn't matter for any of these people. This guy said, "Holy LARP." All right. Okay.
One of the statements I use in response is I love how you just gave these like short statements instead of actually offering a counterpoint.
Oh, they never do that. That stuff happens in like every Facebook group I'm in about movies and stuff. If you don't like something, they laugh or they say you're stupid, but they never say why they like something. They never give you, oh, well, no, this is a good movie because of this, and this character, dealt with this other character. It's always, oh, you're an idiot.
Are they ever gonna bring up like how Superman never won a single fight in his entire movie?
Mm-hmm.
Basically agree. Okay, all right. Mr. Terrific had 20 minutes of screen time while good
screen
Lord.
time does not mean that he is that he's the primary effector of the plot.
Also, who did people like coming out of this movie? They said they liked Mr. Terrific,
not Superman.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy says A22C. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know what that is. In the words of Luke Skywalker.
You know what it is, MSK? Remember in the movie when Lex Luthor was calling out fight moves? Apparently they're fighting me. But MSK, you just proved how forgettable this plot of the movie is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you reminded me. I remember when he was telling, yeah, you're right. I got you. In the words of Luke Skywalker, you got every part of that wrong.
Oh, you mean Luke Skywalker in the worst Star Wars movie of all time?
Oh, great. Yep. Superman screen time.
Yeah.
I don't know what this
all those other characters got more to do in the plot than Superman.
Oh my god. Just because he has more screen time, that doesn't refute my point. Okay. It's forced because everyone said, hey, it's Snyderman. Ridiculously idiotic take on the Superman movie. Just atrociously bad. So bad. Doesn't offer any counters. Just says it's bad. Just doesn't offer anything.
Says the pay me Supergirl account.
The whole point of the version of Superman that Gunn did was to deconstruct Superman into being the son of evil master race types who is horrified to discover his real heritage as a Kryptonian. I sat there in the theater looking at the screen. Yes, I saw this at the movies going, what the actual fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I'm not in a position to criticize anyone's Superman taste, as I like the financial flop and box office bomb Superman Returns from director Bryan Singer. Okay,
there you go.
Okay, Superman Returns is absolute garbage.
I like parts of that movie.
Yeah. There was no honest person who would argue this. This take is objectively wrong. Doesn't offer any counters. No, I am sorry, my friend. He was very much
let me put it this way: that particular person is like a friend of mine and is a viewer.
I'm not shitting on him. No, I'm not shitting on this guy. He said other characters are sprinkled out. Yes, but it is his story, his actions in Barovia start the plot. He is the target of the villain and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but who resolves the plot?
Oh.
Everyone else.
Superman doesn't affect the plot much, dude. The entire conflict is created by Lex because of Superman. Wait, didn't he just... Okay.
But Mr. Terrific solves it.
Between him getting his ass kicked every fight and stupid emotional meltdowns, Gunn somehow made Superman a cuck in his own movie. What's the plot? Walter is back. Black. What's the plot of the MSK show?
I wish I knew.
Good Lord. I wish any of us knew. He got his ass kicked for 2 hours and was saved by a dog. James Gunn sucks. That is true, though. He couldn't beat Ultraman by himself. He had to use Crypto. And then somehow Ultraman doesn't sense Crypto's coming and did whatever. Oh, man. Fuck, dude. It was Guardians of the Galaxy 7. All his movies are just Guardians.
Guardians 7.
And side characters, he got more screen time than them. Superman is the main plot. What are you talking about? He doesn't affect the plot beyond the background narrative. This is Indiana Jones. Didn't affect Raiders, but even dumber.
Indiana Jones did affect the plot of Raiders.
There might be too many characters, but it is definitely a Superman movie. You could argue it's a Superman movie, but it's not a very good Superman movie, which is
he was on an adventure with his friends. No, he wasn't. Just stop it.
You really think Snyder did? Fuck no. He wanted Batman. What?
I'm not talking about that. They think because I have the air cut hashtag in my thing that I'm automatically saying yay for Snyder, but I'm not.
Gunn made Superman a side character. Well, you're already wrong. But well, okay, these people are just
okay. Based on what?
Superman 2020 is basically an episode of Super Friends. Okay, I agree.
Okay, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, because that's a bad thing. Because it's a Superman solo movie. Like people always mistake this. There's been other characters to show up in Superman-related media. He's still the focus of the show, though.
If he had called the movie even the Justice Gang, I wouldn't have be able to make this critique.
If you think James Gunn isn't a fan of Superman, your opinion should not matter, and I don't say that often. And yours should.
Guess what? Guess what? These idiots would be saying the exact same shit if Zack Snyder had made Jor-El send Clark to the planet Earth to rape and murder everyone. They'd be saying the same thing.
Well, don't you find it funny that someone named Sork DCU with 2 followers on Twitter?
Anyone that has DCU in their title or like a DCU image, I don't take any criticism from because I know you're automatically biased.
I think we have to call these guys the Gun Cult. There's a Snyder cult out there. There's definitely a Gun cult.
For you. Ever since the gun stuff started becoming very toxic, guess what? People are starting to say these people may be worse than the Snyder cult.
I wouldn't go that far as Snyder. Gunn is someone who believes himself a highly creative guy. Yeah, I pointed out that it felt like more of a Justice League movie. I mean, yeah, you could. Those are my criticisms.
That's fine, but it's a Superman movie.
Superman doesn't affect the plot. He saves Meadow's son, leading to him. That was led by Mr. Terrific.
Led by Mr. He wouldn't be able to get out of that Pocky universe were it not for Mr. Terrific and Lois.
This guy said never watched it. Sounds like a slightly better movie than Masters of the Universe. Then why are you commenting if you never watched it? What the fuck? I don't even know why people do that. I've never watched this movie. Why are you why are you talking about it? Like that's so cringe to me. Quick question. Why are you lying? Oh, you know this guy's a fucking cuck. This guy has a picture with a dog. Oh, get the fuck out of here. What else? Everyone else has pointed out how you're wrong. So I'll add this. Yes, you are an amateur, and with bad takes like this, you'll never rise above amateur status.
Oh, look, it's an old guy. Isn't that funny? It's like an old guy. Isn't that funny? How about you actually get a life?
Yeah, someone said, you'll never evolve past bad takes. Aren't you the same people that says you're allowed to have your own different taste in movies and it's fine because it's all subjective? I love how when it's reversed, it doesn't matter. Did you forget he made Brightburn? Brightburn wasn't that good.
First off, Brightburn is not done by him. He didn't do that.
It was by his brother.
His name is no. His brother's on there. He had very little effect on that plot. So let's do that. And also, he understands Superman. See, he made Brightburn. That proves he understood Superman, the one where the guy's a genocidal idiot.
Also, he didn't make Brightburn. His brother, I'm pretty sure, wrote that movie. And Brightburn
his brother made it. He was only on there as a producer, but guess what? He didn't actually do anything on the movie.
Yeah, also, Brightburn wasn't good at all. Brightburn's not that good of a movie, honestly. In my opinion, personally. It's okay. It's all right. My biggest gripe was Barovia's nonsense. 0 days without Snyder cut nonsense. Dude, every single time someone criticizes
I never
James
said
Gunn,
Snyder cut.
Every time someone criticizes James Gunn, these people are like, but you just want the Snyderverse back. What is wrong with you?
I never argued in this for the Snyder. I just said, look, this is why that movie sucks. More people that don't like Snyder say that movie sucked.
You're wrong. Superman's arc is front and center of this movie.
Okay.
Gunn loves Superman, you ignorant clown. I was looking for this comment. Of course you were, 'cause you're a cuck.
If you have to result, and also the name is Kara. Again, if you're named after DC characters, I don't want to get any I don't want to accept any criticism.
Exactly. This film was used to promote other characters. Okay, I agree with that. Yeah. Genuinely dumb take.
All right, whatever.
Made him a side character. Dude had the most screen time of the whole cast. That doesn't mean shit.
Screen time doesn't mean anything.
Like what? You're a fucking dumbass.
Whatever.
And in multiple Superman iterations, oh my, these must be going crazy. These aren't getting work, dude. These are gonna keep coming. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I don't care.
Are you joking? You are so wrong. It's insane how stupid.
Let me put it this way, MSK. It's a day that ends in Y when I'm not posting shit that upsets the DC fandom. It's so much fun. They make it so easy. I should post a video calling Lois a useless Karen. I'm sure that would really help me get exposure. I should do that. I may do that.
So that's at least 100,000 views. That's at least maybe a 10,000 view video on YouTube.
That was my first video on YouTube that blew up, by the way.
Maybe you need to go back and do a retro. What's the thing? I don't know, a retrospective.
Here's what I do. Here's the title of the video. Was I wrong about Lois Lane? It's a 10-second video. I come on the screen. No. And I leave.
All you got to do is Jared. This is me eating mangoes. That's it. It's just you eating fruit.
I just love the plot doesn't matter.
Oh, God. I almost died on that one. This guy said the plot is not important. Then why watch any movie then? At that
why watch any movie? Oh, it's because it makes you feel good. Oh, shut up.
Oh, when they're like, oh, I like James Gunn Superman. Why? Oh, it made me feel good. Oh yeah, the most unquantifiable thing in the planet, feelings. Throw that shit.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
I'll just say this: there's definitely a James Gunn cult out there because these people are deranged, literally stupid people. Like I could go through all of these tweets where I have them all here. Like last week when he was like, we're gonna make an epic sci-fi Supergirl movie. Well, that was a lie. Fucking, oh my God, dude.
Here's the thing: the normal people have turned on Gunn, so it's gonna turn out to be only the stupid people.
Derek Anderson, the DA, he's got a channel. He calls them gun gooners. The gun gooners. Didn't they say? Don't his fans say the gun doesn't misfire or something like that?
Apparently he does. Well, here's the thing: that would imply he actually loaded the gun.
Okay, I have two things here in my book and my bookmarks we're gonna go over just really quickly. These are James Gunn's own tweets on Threads, so these are not my words; these are his. He was replying to. So the person he was replying to said, at James Gunn, seeing that Clayface seems to be a horror film, is the DCU going to include more films of different genres other than the standard superhero action variety? He says, yes. From the start, we've been clear the DCU would be interconnected, but each project would be full expressions of their writers and directors. Oh, God. Similar to how DC Comics works, Saga of the Swamp Thing, Justice League International, Killing Joke, All-Star Squadron are not one tone, and neither are Superman, Lanterns, Peacemaker, Clayface. The film or show will play in whatever genre suits the story best. Clayface is not a hybrid superhero horror film. It is a horror film. Well, we'll be the judge of that when we get to it, James. We'll be the judge of that. Also, let's go over the last one. This is the main big one I wanted to make sure we have archived here. All right, here we go. This guy says, what's your method for not doing a lot of reshoots? I'm curious. 1, over-prepare. 2, don't start shooting until I have a finished script my whole team is happy with. 3, hire actors and department heads I know can do their jobs. 4, surround myself with people who will challenge me and not just yes, sir, everything. 5, ask myself daily, are there any small imperfections in the script or what we're shooting that might end up feeling like huge imperfections when we cut the film together?
Obviously, he didn't work. Obviously, none of that happened.
Actually, none of this happened. He said quality matters.
Remember, he said he wouldn't greenlight a thing until it was like until the script was done.
Yep. Said he's not going to greenlight a script until it's a movie until it's done, and he said quality matters.
Well,
James.
it does, but unfortunately, his idea of quality is not quite what the viewing public's idea of quality is. Because Supergirl barely just cracked $100 million. I think.
Oh God, it hurts.
So.
Oh, it hurts so bad. Actually,
wait, and you said it was coming to streaming what, July 27th or
July
something?
28th. So pretty much August essentially.
Yeah, but it's like,
woof, woof. It couldn't have happened to a God, James. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here in just a minute. I want to make sure we cover this very last one. Like I said, give me 1 second. But thank you to every single person that showed out. Walter, I know you haven't been here in a little minute. I don't know if you're still here. Did you end up watching Supergirl, or what did you end up watching? I think you watched Mandalorian and Grogu. I think you said it was okay. I think Jared said he liked that one, or he thought it was okay too. You didn't like Mandalorian and Grogu. You know, you and Bob didn't.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It just wasn't anything. It wasn't really a movie. It was just there. I mean, I don't feel like I wasted my time, but I gave it like a 4.5 out of 10.
Okay, here it is. Okay, oh my God. Conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. Here is... Give me 1 sec. Right now. Nope, that's not it. I have sex with too many women, as you guys know.
No, you don't.
I thought you were on my side.
I'm not on your side.
Fucking hell. Good Lord. I know Joe is.
No, he does not endorse you, so he's not on your side either.
Okay, here.
I have no one on your side.
Oh my God. Well, Walter, Milktoast, WZ, and Michael are on my side.
No, not.
4. I got 4.
No, you're not.
I got 4.
No, you don't.
God damn it. All right. I had to go to one of Jody's videos to find it, but this was the one right here. This is the big one. We won't greenlight a film until we have a finished script and we're happy with.
You know what's bad when Jody's corner is turning on you.
And in general, we won't cast a film until the script is finished.
Remember when James Gunn said he wouldn't cast another person's movie, but yet he cast Millie Alcock as Supergirl?
This is why some projects are moving faster than anticipated and others more slowly. This is the final kicker in this. It's always gonna be quality first, no matter what. Isn't that a fucking lie? I thought, but this is a lie right here. This Man of Tomorrow was announced by him, and then the very next day they said the script was done.
Yeah, well, he just says stuff. I mean, I don't know. He just says what I think he thinks people want to hear, and he just
Supergirl was a 4 out of 10. Yeah, I agree. Supergirl's a 4 out of 10. That movie's dog shit. I identify as not on MSK's side. Oh, you're on Jerry's side. Okay, see, Walter.
Told you.
But I want you guys to understand that last part of the tweet this is on Threads. It's always gonna be quality first, no matter what. Yeah. The biggest lie was told that day. Oh, but hey, can't wait till he goes on a podcast and tells you guys the canon of the universe, right? Because we're only 4 movies in.
Well, it's because canon matters, but it doesn't matter, but it might matter.
I'll
maybe
take canon
not.
from this universe. Doesn't really. I'll ask the people on Reddit what should be canon in my universe. Like, I'm not the boss to decide what. I'm done. My brain's gonna fry.
Blue Beetle is canon, but not the movie, but the
but the character is.
And then part of Peacemaker season 2 is, and some of the Suicide Squad, but not where Bloodsport shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet, because that means he would have lost the fight before they said in the Superman movie that he just lost his first fight.
Generational run. Oh yeah, generational run.
They mean bad though, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
Dude, Aquaman 2 stunk. Oh
honorable
my gosh,
guess.
And the thing with Joker too, they just did that just to piss off the people who liked the movie in the first place, because they thought, oh, they're the incels who are going to cause all this violence and blah blah blah.
And then remember when Shazam 2, where they just brought Wonder Woman in just randomly?
Well, she brought him back to life for reasons, I guess.
She
somehow she's got that power now, so nobody can die in the DCU if she's around. Because actually, she didn't have to be around. She showed up like a day later.
Here's the thing: if ever you you wanted to make that movie sell well, you should have made that a Shazam and Wonder Woman team up movie. Because if there's anyone that should show up in a movie called Fury of the Gods, it's Wonder Woman.
Who's, actually part God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we did get the Skittles cameo.
Taste the rainbow.
Absolute
That was
flop.
so bad.
Hell yeah. All right. So let's do outros. Joe, what do you have planned coming up you would like to let the audience know about?
Not much, but actually, Bob and I were talking about some things I needed for when I started doing videos, and he invited me on his show tomorrow at Dad's Turn to Talk to, because we were talking about ID4 or Independence Day. So I'm gonna jump on there and talk
You didn't
about
invite me?
I don't know. That ain't my show, dude. I'm just going by what he said. So
I feel excluded.
yeah, he told me about a green screen. We asked him about his green screen, and we got in a long conversation about movies and being on a show. And I talked about starting my channel, like turned into a whole thing. So anyway, I don't have a ton of time, but he's starting later, and so after work tomorrow, I'm going to run down, see my brother at the hospital, and come back. But other than that, just trying to live life and be on that show. I had to rewatch Independence Day. I'll probably watch Superman again just because I have Amazon Prime for about 5 more days, and it's on there. And I don't have Disney anymore. I mean, Warner anymore.
Yep, I can't wait to go through Superman next week because I've wanted. Because I know we kind of did it with Lapsed and Gray and Bob, but like I feel like
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make another viral tweet to release that day.
No, because I know we did a pretty decent, somewhat good job on that the first time, but when you have that many personalities there, it's hard to really get all your thoughts fully through. I can finally just unleash my full thoughts about the movie. And to be fair, I'll have some little positives there, but I don't think starting the movie off with Superman is the right idea. The problem is the execution in the movie is very just wishy-washy. Jared, what do you have planned coming you would like to let the audience know about?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a very special episode on why people need, for Wonder Woman Wednesday, people need to stop having Wonder Woman be romantically involved with Amazons because they're her sisters. Yes, people do that. They are stupid people. For movie night, we're going to
goes both ways, right?
We're going to be talking about the Wolverine and
God, just going through the ringer with this.
And then I'm going to try and make another viral tweet that I'm sure is going to go off. If only I could apply this power to criticizing Tom King's Wonder Woman, I'd be unstoppable. And for Super Wonder Legacy, we just did a show comparing Greg Rucka's shitty rebirth Wonder Woman to the much better new 52 one. And that got all of Wonder Woman Reddit on my ass. So this has been a great day for me, MSK.
Reddit.
Go Reddit. Good Lord. And that's who James Gunn wants to ask as to what to be canon in the DCU. James Gunn literally said in that quote, we're going to go to Reddit and see what people want. Fuck.
Reddit.
Okay, I want all of the Snyder movies to be canon. Okay, are you going to do it now?
What did he say when we did that video? He said, I'm going to ask you guys what you got. You're the boss. You decide. What the fuck?
And you don't want to ask people on Reddit what they want to be canon. People say, my shitty fan fiction has to be canon.
Oh, God. I want Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, team up. There you go. Disney Plus TV show. It'll make billions of dollars. How do you know that? I don't know. Trust me, bro. Just reasons. Not good. Also, if you guys want the X-Men Age of Apocalypse Omnibus, the new printing is coming out, I think, this week. So make sure you guys, if you want it, you probably should grab that because that might actually sell out. Because that's a very popular X-Men story. People have wanted reprinted for a long time in omnibus format. Wait, are you talking about the Wonder Woman one you're talking about? The Brian Azzarello one? It's the Blood and Guts one, right?
Yeah, that's Azzarello.
You like that one, right?
I like it. It's pretty good. If you like a very mythological, accurate take on Wonder Woman, the Amazons, it's that one.
That's what I want to clarify because I know DC, there's already an omnibus for that because that's what Shane, right? Yeah, there's going to be a compendium coming out for it very soon. I'm probably going to get that. I'll probably get the omnibus.
It's funny. Fans keep saying, "Oh, that was that was a series everyone hated." If they keep hating it, if everyone hates it, why are they keep reprinting it?
It got an absolute version this year, and it's getting another compendium. It's going to get a compendium reprint. Great, good Lord. I remember the DC Rebirth Greg Rucka run. I think I had issue 1 randomly. The art looks so beautiful. I don't know who did the art for that book.
It's Liam Sharp, but
the
writing is hot garbage.
Man, David,
that's the one where they made it so Wonder Woman has never been back home to her island, and I'm like, but I read comics from the New 52 where Deathstroke, Superman, and Batman have been to the island. Have they never been there?
Oh, comics, as you guys know, are written and read by nerds who don't shower. So, as you guys know, for myself, I have podcasts and game streams coming up. I might have another game stream tonight if I'm not too tired. I did a 13-hour day yesterday between both jobs. Oh my God, I was getting fisted all weekend. I know we have game streams and podcasts. I know we're going to have the show Tuesday with me and Jay Heat and Nate. I'm pretty sure. So there should be a game stream, Cloud9 Podcast episode talking about the NBA 2026 offseason moves with all the rosters for the NBA. Then the MSK Show. And then I'm pretty sure me and Dingus are going to be doing something this week, but I'll keep you guys updated. So, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Jared's YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter, any social media he's on. Follow Joe on Instagram.
Don't trust me. You'll find me on Twitter. Man,
just I don't know what's worth you having big posts like that, or when people see some of my posts. Dude, I got blocked by Heidi McDonald. That one old ugly bitch.
That's not hard.
I don't know what I did. I've never interacted with that chick. I got blocked by Kelly Thompson too.
Oh,
maybe it's because I said women are stupid. Maybe that's the reason why. But
maybe it's you.
Has she watched your show?
I love women. I think so. Thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll see you.